What's up, guys? So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about why some people get massive results online, and then why there's a huge percentage of people, in fact the majority of people, that never get the results that they want and never, they can't manage to do this full time. Because one thing is making some money and making $100 online. Another thing is having consistent income that allows you to support your family, to pay all the monthly bills that you have and give you a good lifestyle, right? And that's why I put the title of the video, why the gurus are making money and you don't, or something like that. It's just like a way of saying, there's most people see the gurus as, whoa, they're like super smart, they're hiding something from me, they have this magic Facebook ad strategy, or they have this like unfair advantage in some way. And I don't, I'm just a regular person. But that's what I want to talk about, because I've been in both sides, right? When I first started, I didn't know anything, absolutely anything. And I was in high school, I was typing make money online on Google, online business. I was following, all the gurus, and I didn't understand what they were doing and that I was missing out on, why I was taking so much time. And then that was like for my first years online, when I was trying to crack the code, it was a pain in the butt. But I had like my quote unquote breakthrough kind of like on year number 3 or 4. That I started doing very, very well with e-commerce, and then with affiliate marketing as well, and with other businesses. And I hate the word guru. I don't consider myself a guru. I consider myself a regular person that has a strong vision, a big desire. I'm very committed, very disciplined. I put in the work every single day, and I focus on improving my skills, but that's it, right? I don't consider myself like every day I make a lot of mistakes. I look up to a lot of people on the internet, and I'm just a regular person. So let's talk a little bit about that. I was debating if I should be recording videos again, because I am doing a lot of stuff right now. I actually stopped recording content and doing personal branding stuff, because I don't know, I just lose a lot of focus. And it takes a lot of time, but I'm going to be recording a video once in a while when I feel I have something valuable to say, because I actually enjoy doing it. So I'll post them around on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or those places. So let's talk a little bit about the first thing. I'm going to break it down in different topics. And so hopefully this is super valuable for you. So the first thing is having a strong vision. Okay, this is very important. And what I mean by this is that there's a lot of people that come to the industry that say, I wanna see if this works. I wanna do this as a side thing, as a side hustle. I wanna make an extra money. But they're always with one foot out. So you cannot make this work if you have one foot out and one foot in. You have to be all in. You can't have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. Because plan B, plan C, plan D, they destroy plan A. And I remember when I first started, I remember that all my family members, they were saying, you need a plan B. You need a degree just in case it doesn't work. You need to be good at, you need to learn Mandarin in case, you're struggling. There's a lot of jobs that that look for that skill, or things like that. They were always telling me I needed a plan B. And I was like, but I only want to make this work. I only want the internet thing to work. So in my head, I only had a plan A. If the plan A didn't work, I was literally gonna it was or homeless or millionaire. That's how I've always seen my life. I never like to be average, and I do my best to just be the best, right? So I always apply that when I was starting out. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this until, because I had a strong vision of how my life would look like when I was 30, 40, 50, and I was just 18 years old back then. I don't know how I even thought about those things. So young, but I had a very, very strong vision, and I still have, and that has been what fuels me every single day. Because one thing is mindset, another thing is having a vision. Where do you want to go? What do you see your life? How do you see your life in the next 10 years, 20 years? What impact do you want to have in the world? And that allowed me to go all in. And if you just say, I want to make an extra money, it's never going to work for you. Trust me. I've been coaching so many people in different business models, and it never works for people that say, I want to kind of make this work, but if not, it's okay. I have this other thing that I'm also working on. because there's so much commitment involved. You're gonna find so many obstacles. You're gonna have so many frustrations. You will see that things won't go your way. You might have massive expectations, but things might go horrible for you in the short term. That if you don't have a super strong vision, you will quit. Literally, you will quit super fast. But I always said, like for instance, it took me 1 year to make my first sale. It was a $49 sale. So why did I keep working for the full year if I didn't see any sales? That's because I knew that if I didn't make it work in year 1, I still had year 2. And if I didn't make it work in year 2, I still had year 3. And my vision was for the next 10 years. So I was still good on time, right? But the problem is that everyone wants to get rich quick. Like literally, marketers and people online sell you the idea that you will just find a winning product and magically get all your financial problems solved. And the magic product is like the magic bullet, magic pill. It's framed in a little different way. The magic ad, the magic campaign, it doesn't work like that, right? It's like if you want to be a professional soccer player, you cannot just get the magic soccer ball and be super good. You got to put in the work every day and become actually like a soccer player, right? So that's the first thing. That's the vision. You got to have a vision. You can't just have one foot out and one foot in. It's not going to work for you if you do it like that. The second thing is, okay, you've seen videos about mindset, you're bored about mindset, there's books about mindset, everyone talks about mindset. But here's why I'm mentioning this in this video again. The reason is because if you have a strong vision and you see yourself like maybe you want to be traveling around the world in the next 10 years, maybe you want to have a house with your family and you don't want to be worrying about paying the bills, that's awesome. But the mindset, you will use it every single day when you're executing stuff. Because let's say if you're in the internet, which you're probably looking to build an online business, if you're watching this video, you're going to be running advertising, right? You're going to be having campaigns, you're going to be having, closing sales, you're going to be building your list, and you're going to have good days and bad days. It's just how it is. And you got to have a rock solid mindset so that your emotions don't dictate your actions. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you're running ads for 100 days straight, right? What most people tell you is that everything is going to be nice, right? And in 100 days, you're going to have X amount of profit and everything's going to be nice. But when you start running ads, you will see that you will have horrible days, you lose money. Some days you're going to do very well. Some days it's going to be more consistent in some periods of time. But if your emotions follow those results, one day you're going to be happy, one day you're going to be sad, one day you're going to be okay, one day you're going to be frustrated, one day you're going to be sad. And that emotional roller coaster really affects your results negatively. You cannot make intelligent decisions if you're happy or sad or frustrated. You got to be neutral. You got to leave your emotions aside. And that's what I see that a lot of beginners are doing. And I was like that. They come to the industry, they're super emotional about everything. They're either super sad, they're either super frustrated, they're either super excited about getting started. You gotta use your emotions to your advantage, not to your disadvantage, right? If you're a very emotional person, you have to try to leave your emotions aside. Like nowadays, when I wake up, I know what I have to do. I know my power list. I know my actions that I have to take every day, but I don't get very emotional. I've been through so many things, bad things, good things, that I understand now that if you really want to crush it, you got to make intelligent decisions, right? And you're going to make intelligent decisions if you don't have the right mindset. And if you don't have the right mindset, your actions will be affected based on how you feel every day. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making it very clear. I'm kind of like translating from Spanish to English in my mind and speaking to you. But it's something like that, right? Like just try to make smart decisions based on data. And you gotta work on your mindset every day. I listen to podcasts every day. I actually think I have a good mindset. I consider myself a person with a good mindset. But every day I listen to mindset stuff because I always have to keep reinforcing it because it gets tough along the way. So very important. So vision is the first one. Second. So here's one that's very important, and that's strategy, right? So you might have the best mindset in the world, you might have a great vision, but you gotta learn the right strategy. Because if you're not using the tools available to scale, you will get stuck. And I've seen this with so many people right now. They have great mindset, they have a great product, they have a great vision, and you can see it in their posts and everything, but they're not crushing it like hardcore, right? They're not hardcore crushing it because they're not leveraging the strategies that work. They're not leveraging the tools available like Facebook ads. They're not building their list. They're not having, they're not doing webinars, for instance. They're not using these tools that allow you to automate, scale, grow, and leverage. And strategy is not everything, but it's important. You got to learn what works. And in order for you to learn what works, there are several ways to know that. Number one is investing in yourself by buying courses, coaching programs, and attending events. Not everything is going to be good. Don't go in the comment section of this video and say, oh yeah, courses are bad, people, scammers, and all this, right? I don't want to hear that. Some things are good, some things are bad, and you won't know for sure until you buy it. I've bought many coaching programs, courses. Some are good, some are bad. I've been to events, some are good, some are bad. I never get frustrated if I invested something and it was not very good, because I know it's part of the process, right? I know I'm trusting my gut to go for it, and not everything is going to be flowers and rainbows, but you got to do it. So that's one way to invest in yourself: buy education from people that already have results. Just make your research, get recommendations from other people, etc. Another thing, and this is my favorite way of learning the best strategy, is to test everything, right? Test a bunch of strategies. Test a bunch of products, a bunch of offers, test a bunch of product pages, test a bunch of funnels. And you'll start finding patterns to see what works for you, because you might learn a great strategy in a course, but then you apply it and it sucks for you. And it's not the fault of the course owner or a course creator. It's just there's thousands of variables out there that might influence the results. Your Facebook pixel, the product that you're selling, your audience, saturation, your skills to optimize your ads, everything. A strategy can be affected by a ton of different variables. But when you test everything, you start finding patterns of things that work for you, that you feel comfortable with. For instance, I follow a lot of successful people online. I know their strategies, but I always stick to my own strategies because it's what I have experience with, what I feel comfortable with, and what has worked for me in the past. From there, I look to scale, and I am 20%. I apply 20% of new stuff, and 80% of what I apply is what already works for me. You don't want to if you have 100%, right? 100 points. You don't want to apply 80% new stuff and then take what used to work for you to 20%, because it's going to be risky. You keep 80% of what's working for you, and you keep adding 20% of new stuff. That way you always keep with your main chunk of things that are working for you. So strategy, test a lot of stuff, create your own strategy, and don't be afraid to mess things up. You're going to mess them either ways, right? So if you mess them up faster, you will see what works for you. That's something that I really like to do. And this is something that very, very successful people online also do. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is to don't do 10,000 things at the same time. And if you're starting out, there's going to be a very steep learning curve in the internet for Facebook ads, for technical stuff like building funnels, pixels, understanding why people buy. There's so many things going on, so many topics that you got to learn. There's enough on your plate at this point where you're starting out. So if you're doing affiliate and you're doing e-commerce, and then you see an ad from Sam Ovens and you do consulting, and then you see an ad from this other dude selling courses about selling courses, you're going to be spreading your energy, your thoughts, your focus, your money thin through so many different business models. And like I told you, you already have enough in your plate by this point when you're starting out. You don't need to add more stuff to your plate. So what you got to do is find your one thing. Think about Grant Cardone. What's his one thing? Real estate. What's Gary Vee's one thing? Social media. What's Tai Lopez's one thing? Selling courses. What's Kylie Jenner's one thing? Cosmetics, right? Kylie Cosmetics. So find your one thing. What business model is best than the other one? All of them work, right? There's maybe, I would say affiliate marketing is probably one of the most beginner friendly, But there's beginners that also crushed it with e-commerce, right? There's no rules of thumb. That's what you got to understand. So you just find a business model that you can resonate with and then stick to that. Find a coach that is doing very well on that and just stick to that. Take action every single day for at least a year before you decide to do something else. At least a year. I mean, I would say 2 years, but at least a year. And you will see massive results. And I've seen this with so many students. Like, they come to me looking for help for e-commerce, for instance, and then they see an ad from a guy that teaches them affiliate, and then they're like, hey man, can we use this time for coaching to learn affiliate? I'm like, dude, you haven't even mastered e-commerce. Why are you going to move to affiliate? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's that I want to make some extra money to fund my... So I'm like, dude, just focus on the one thing you want to do. Like, the affiliate is not going to be the magic solution. E-commerce is not going to be the magic solution. All of them work. I personally do a bunch of them. Right? I do affiliate, I do e-commerce, I do consulting. We're running ads for some clients, and I have a system to be able to do all that. I'm not doing all that all day because I have people in my team, but it's 5-6 years later. I've been doing this for like 5 years, 6 years. If you're starting out, you don't have a team. If you're starting out, you barely know what works. So just focus on one thing and don't move to the other things just because you're seeing ads from people. Social media can be good, but it can also be horrible. So trust yourself, trust your decisions, follow your gut in many cases, and also understand that it's not the guru's responsibility if you fail. It's your responsibility. You gotta be responsible for your own actions. Stop blaming your family. Stop blaming the guru. Stop blaming the course creator. Stop blaming the guy that, I don't know. I really like social media and I really like learning from other people, but I know that if I don't get results, it's not their fault. Even if I paid them, it's my fault because I need to be able to adjust and make tests and tweaks. So that's, in my opinion, why the gurus make money and why the majority of people don't. And it's not a magic software, it's not a magic strategy, it's not they're smarter, it's not they went to a better college. Just the way they approach things. They're really focusing on becoming better every day. And once they understand the game, it's like when you become good at Call of Duty, right? In the beginning, I was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I was getting killed every match. And after some time, as I started playing more, I became very good at it, right? So I don't play a lot, but it's just an example. With everything, it's the same thing. So guys, that's it. Don't want to make this massively long. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, share it with someone. I'm gonna be putting out some videos, sometime in a while. But that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.